I will. Rip out your neck, and I'll throw you in the fucking water for the fish. You goddamn piece of fucking fish. Right? Damn it, son of a bitch.
Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of TWD Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for Wasteland World. This one's going to be doing my last review for Season 3, guys. This one's going to be doing my review for Season 3, Episode 9, the season finale, One Must Die So the Rest Will Thrive. Okay guys, just going to be doing a review for today. This one's going to be doing my final review for Wasteland World Season 3. This one's going to be for the Season 3 finale, Episode 9, which is called One Must Die So the Rest Will Thrive. So, holy crap, guys. Okay, so Wasteland World Season 3 has officially wrapped its third season now with this final episode of Season 3, Episode 9. And man, I have a lot to say about this episode. So, guys, if you have not seen this episode yet of Wasteland World, I know I kind of gave something away in the, the black and white intro, but if you're watching a review, you must have seen the episode. So, a big spoiler warning. If you have not seen the season finale of Wasteland World, I don't want to spoil this major moment, for you guys, because in my opinion, we have just witnessed the biggest moment of the show so far. So definitely, definitely leave the video if you haven't seen it yet. So, 3, 2, 1... Samson is dead. Holy frick. So, I don't even know what to, I can't even, how am I supposed to just sit here for, 10, 15 minutes and just talk about that? Oh, man. Unexpected is all I have to say. I mean, honestly, I knew there were going to be deaths. I knew there were going to be casualties in this one. Some of them I predicted, while others, for example, this one, I would have never predicted in a million years. So, wow. Wow. Now, okay, the thing is about Samson's death, okay, guys? I know a lot of people are going to go and just hate on it because, that character was advertised as safe and that character was advertised as, always going to be around. I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys. I have a feeling some people will disagree with me because I know some people will probably not like this death. I loved it. I did. I really did. And it's not because I want the character to go. It's not because I want the character off the show. It's because of the fashion it was done. This is the best death you could have possibly given that character, in my opinion. I mean, everything. The callbacks, the dialogue, the scenes, the music, the tribute way they did this death. It was fantastic. It was fantastic, and it felt like a real big season finale to that original Wasteland. Absolutely. And I know that now, this is the big game-changing, event of the show that really leads us into something different next season, which, first of all, can't wait to see where that goes. But in terms of his death, first reactions to Samson's death, I mean, I'm shocked. I'll be honest. I'm still, I think, in shock, and I'm still kind of trying to process that that character's just gone. But on the same thing, though, on the other side of things, while I'm shocked, I'm also very impressed on the way this death was handled. Because as the death was playing out, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a stupid sacrifice, isn't it? And then you see the death play out. And over time, I remember I was watching the episode, and I remember, I was mad, but I couldn't help myself but appreciate how well it was done. That's the thing about it. So, I don't know. It just is one of them episodes that the more I think about it, it really blew me away. And I've never felt this gripped into an episode of Wasteland World before. I've never, ever been this into an episode before. All the episodes of Season 1, 2, all the episodes we've had this season for Season 3 have not quite touched the quality of an episode that this one did. And we're going to go into that. So, okay, let's start from the beginning. We essentially start off, and we've got the fires, of course, and we've got the community, the town burning down, of course, as you see them all surrounded by fires. So, pretty cool stuff. They're all kind of getting their stuff. They're all trying to get out of there. They're all kind of trying to escape. And essentially, you've got Road and them. They're trying to get Drake out from the fire. There's the one house that's blown up. They're trying to find Reaper, Liz, and stuff like that. They can't. It's kind of like this, you know, right away you're into the action, like immediately as you go into the episode. And I thought it was great. I mean, honestly, I thought it was absolutely awesome. And essentially, we kind of just continue down this, you know, action-oriented path throughout the whole episode. You know, you've got Wolfton and you've got Samson. He goes out, and you've got kind of the fight that ensues between the two of them. Now, obviously, this fight is really good as you see kind of Samson just completely, like, not care and just kind of keep going. But I think this fight, honestly, is fantastic. I mean, I think it's absolutely fantastic as you see him taking out a bunch of the guys. And we kind of get to see a fight between Wolfton and Samson, which I remember originally, I'm like, okay, this fight's going to be really cool. But then I remember there's kind of a fake out in this one, which I don't like fake outs. But again, I appreciate that this wasn't his death, because I'm going to be honest, if this was Wolfton's death right here with the tree and the fire, I would have been a little disappointed. I've been like, okay, like, is that it? Because I'll be honest, when I was watching that, I'm like, wait, is that supposed to be his death? So I didn't know whether or not to celebrate or not, you know? But, you know, so when I saw that, I'm like, okay, he might be dead, but darn, man, I don't know. So, I'm glad that wasn't his death. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad that wasn't his death. Because honestly, yeah, I would have been a little, upset seeing that. But essentially, Warper kind of feels like his job, his mission is to kill Road. So through Drexel, which we get to see that kind of ghost appearance in this one, which also kind of threw me off. As we see that, he motivates Warper to take out Road once and for all, which I thought was very, very cool and very movie-like, very very well done. The dialogue was great as you see that kind of go down. And essentially, you know, we get the fake out of the Wolfton death. We get to see basically just a bunch of the men just getting taken out. Like the whole rest of this group is completely taken out in this episode throughout like a lot of like montages and stuff, which I thought was all very, very well done and definitely very well set up. Now, essentially, let's talk about the next thing. Now, we get to see a fight between Road and Warper, and I remember when this went down, when this was ready to go down, I'm like, okay, so, you know, I obviously know that, you know, Road is going to be safe. I was a little worried about Warper. However, I also was like, okay, he'll probably survive. But there was a bit of tension there for Warper. But for me, it wasn't the tension about the deaths. Like, I didn't really think about someone dying. I kind of just thought, okay, this is like, we'll see a big fight and then something will go down. But I was just there to see what the fight would be like. I wasn't really there to, like, see if one of them would die or something crazy like that, you know? Which I'm glad none of them did, because, honestly, if we would have seen a death here in this fight, and, like, let's say Road kills Warper, for example, and then we see what happens to Samson later, man, this episode would have been, like, it would have been too much at that point, you know? So I'm glad that didn't happen. But the fight, very well done. The black and white, the scenes where you see Lucky, and, you know, that, the character of Lucky, very important now when you think about it. When you look back on season 1, it's kind of like, darn, man, like that character actually did have a lot more of an impact than we all think. So, pretty crazy. But essentially, what ends up happening is that Drexel kind of, in the, you know, hallucinations, kind of, you know, tells him, like, keep going, get out of the fire, what are you doing, you don't want to die like that, and he makes him, you know, basically get out, and Warper escapes. But, wow, oh man, crazy. So, very just well done fight overall, very well done fight. As you see, the fires are still going, and then basically Drake and Road, they're kind of talking, and then it's like the light bulb, you know, comes on, and you got, you know, the dam, like that's what we can do, the dam, like let's go to that. So Drake and Road, obviously they're at the dam, you have Samson there, and then it's kind of like, Samson, don't do this. And at first I'm like, is he going to jump? Like, I'm like, please don't tell me he's going to jump. I don't know why, that was the thought process in my mind at first. And then he doesn't do that, but he lets the water go, which then kills the fires, of course, but he sacrifices himself in a very emotional scene. And what got me was Drake, because Drake is just, like, right there, as you've got Road, and, like, it's their last scene together, and they're, like, a distance away, and I'm like, oh, man, I love the way this was shot, but my God, that was sad. Like, honestly, I was just like, frag, man, it took me back to the pilot days, you know? Did anybody else, like, feel that way? Like, it took me back to the pilot days, when you've got the two of them, the way they talked, the way they were just, I don't know, man, they were bringing up some of this old stuff, and the way the dialogue was put together, very well done, very well written, I have to say. But I was sitting there the whole time, and honestly, Wasteland and Matt can actually, kind of attest to this, is that because they heard my first reaction last night to this episode. I'll admit, when I was watching this, I'm like, nah, this is a fake out. It's got to be a fake out. Like, he's going to get out somehow. Someone will save him. Someone will come. And then when it just happens, I'm like, what? Like, I remember I had to, like, stop for a second. I'm like, okay, what? Like, I was just in shock. For about 5 minutes, I wasn't saying much. Like, I was just sitting there because I'm like, that's a safe character, isn't it? Like, and I have to give credit where credit is due as well, too. I don't like showrunners or writers or anything like that lie about something. I typically don't like it. But I gotta say, for once, a lie actually kind of came in handy. And the lie is that Samson's safe. He's just as safe as Road. Which, when I heard that, I'm like, okay, all right, that's up to you. I didn't like the idea that they spoiled that for us, but I'm like, okay, whatever. But now I'm like, I actually like that they did that, because I'm going to be honest, if I never heard that Samson was 100% safe, I probably would have believed this death earlier in the episode, But because of that, it left me guessing until the very last second. Like, till the very, very tiny last little second. I was second guessing myself. I'm like, nah, he's gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay. And then when he just wasn't, I'm like, oh my god, man. So yeah, the ultimate sacrifice of Wasteland, and for me, it's gonna be the most memorable scene of the show. And listen, that says a lot, because there's a lot of crazy scenes in this show. But I just, I've never been that, like, shell-shocked, that into an episode, that invested into a scene before as I was there. Like, ever. Like, there's no comparison. I'm sorry. Wasteland has done some fantastic stuff, but this one just, I love this death. I do. I think it's the right amount of shocking. It completely throws you off. It actually is beneficial to the story if you think about it, which we're also we're gonna get into in a minute here. But the way this was done, amazing. Like, honestly, amazing. Like, I have a hard time, like, honestly, kind of processing it still, but this was fantastic. I mean, absolutely. So, you see him in the water. They try to save his life. Really sad. I guess this is one nitpick I can put in the episode. I guess I don't really have any flaws this episode, though, at all. But if I had to pick one minor thing, I would have liked to hear a little bit more of music when they're trying to save Samson. But I get it, though. It is a quiet scene, and kind of like trying to keep it more, between the three characters, not too much going on. So I get that. But maybe a bit more sad music I would have added in there myself. But I really think, though, that scene is the saddest scene of the show. Because, like, the scene where he sacrifices himself and you see that at the dam, I'm like, okay, that's the craziest, most insane scene. But the saddest scene is to follow when they find him, and then you've got to deal with that death as they're trying to save him. And then it's like, no, like, that's it. Like, that's it for the Samson character. That is it for a Season 1 OG character. Like, wow. And you see the grave, you see everyone there, and it just, you feel empty when you watch it. You really do. And honestly, that grave, I'm calling it right now, that grave will be shown again seasons later after, like, Rogue goes through something crazy, and then it'll be, like, all these years later, maybe the grave will look more decayed or something. I could see them pulling something like that. And then Road will come, you'll see the grave, but there's a lot of, like, greenery and stuff. I don't know if you can do that in Minecraft, I'm just saying that'd be kind of cool. And, like, Road comes by and stuff, and it's, like, all this time later. I don't know, that idea stuck in my head, but I'm getting ahead of myself here. So, thoughts on the death to recap to end that segment of things. I just, I think it's a good decision. I think it's really going to change the show, but I think it's really going to be crazy to see where it goes from here. I absolutely think that this will be a nuts kind of continuation from whatever the hell happens next. So, very excited to see where this goes next. Yeah. So, kind of final thoughts on the Samson character. Great character. I wish he would have survived, but at the same time, when I see the death, I'm like, this makes sense. It does. It makes total sense. Switch up the show a bit, change the vibe, and in order to do that, you gotta let go of some of that first chapter of the show, and that is essentially what happens. So, alright, now let's talk about the next thing. Let's talk about something positive now, okay? Wolfden is killed by Warper. Yes, man, honestly. So immediately after, you get this sad death. Then you get Wolfden's death immediately after. I'm like, hallelujah, man. Honestly, that is what I needed from this episode. Because, okay, the death was done well of Samson, all that stuff. That was all fine. The episode was already great. But that was like the cherry on top on the freaking like best cake ever / best finale ever, best episode ever. When I see that cherry, that's Wolfden's death. You know, that is definitely Wolfden's death. And that is, yeah, so it's almost like Warper is like letting go of that final chapter of his life, which I thought was very interesting. And I just thought, honestly, like, what a better way to send that character off than have Warper do it. I mean, absolutely. So Warper is safe, and from what I can tell, he's going to be just moving on. We'll have to see what comes next for that character. We'll have to see what comes of, you know, in the future. But wow, I mean, very exciting stuff. Absolutely. So that is that, guys. That is essentially the finale in a nutshell. But let's talk about the post-credit scene now. So we have the mention, obviously, as we get to revisit Matt Mercer, which I kind of had a feeling that we would see this at the end, I'll be honest. I just knew by the way episode 6 ended. I know the way Matt and Cade work and the way they kind of write this stuff sometimes when it comes to the villain, classic new villain, slow introduction, ending post-credit scene for a season. That is always how things are done. And hey, I'm not gonna judge either, because hey, I've done it for World Gone Mad. Like at the end of World Gone Mad, Chris is like standing there, right? So, you know, I've done it too, but it's just a clever way to get fans hyped up for the next season, for the next chapter. So I can't even say anything, because I've done it myself, so like, I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you guys, but either way, that ending scene, really great with Matt Mercer, and really the only thing I can really say about this scene, because there's not too much that goes on aside from getting the kind of confirmation, the reveal of Orin. So, yeah, that's going to be crazy. I mean, I'm excited. I can't speak much on it because I don't know what the hell is going on, I'll be honest, but I'm very excited to see this group of villains, assuming villains, and yeah, that's going to be some fun. I'm very excited to see that. So, I guess that is it for this review. This is probably the longest review you guys will ever see, but rightfully so, because this is my favorite episode of the show. So for that, it deserves the long review. It deserves the, you know, in-depth discussion. And I'm going to close this video with a bit of a fact, if you guys do not know this, and it's already been revealed on talking about the Wasteland, so I'm going to kind of reveal this now. Guys, Season 4 reviews of Wasteland will be continuing as usual. We will be reviewing Season 4 of Wasteland on the regular, week to week. Do not worry, those will not be going away. But the reason why I say that is because I will, and this is already kind of confirmed now, I'm going to be joining the cast of Wasteland for Season 4. I will be a character in that season. There will be a story that I will be exploring with a certain character in that season that I will be playing, and that is kind of the first time I can reveal here on this channel that yes, I will be joining Wasteland when the show returns. I will be in Season 4 at some point. I can't say when, but I will be in the season. I just can't say if it's, you know, early, mid, late Season 4, but I will be in the season. That has been confirmed now, and definitely, you know, I look forward to kind of hearing what you guys think about my character. I'm excited to be getting into the show personally. It's, you know, been honestly a great honor that, you know, they're actually, you know, kind of allowing me to step into a role here. And that'll be very exciting. So Wasteland will be definitely a show that I'll be actually filming, give it a few more months. And yeah, that's going to be fun. So that's kind of one last kind of final reveal I can kind of do for this video. So that is it, guys. But that is the final thing I will say. This finale, this episode is going to get a 10 out of 10, and the best episode I've ever seen of this show. So if this is any indication of Season 4, if this is any indication of anything, wow. I mean, honestly, guys. So that is that. I'm going to close the review here, but that is my thoughts on the Season 3 finale of Wasteland World, guys. So anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Write your comments in the comment section below. If you guys are new here, click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos for Wasteland World. Follow Dan's Walking Reviews, and guys, and of course, I'll see you guys really soon for another video for Wasteland. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.